Hey y'all, this is Rodney again. This video is going to replace the one I took down a little earlier. That was sitting on their Duff was the name of it. This was going to be the same. My wife's fussing at me a little bit, saying I'm going to make some enemies, and that's all right. I've talked to her, and I understand what she's saying, but there's no way to address these problems in District 3 without describing them. And when you describe them, they sort of have to lay at the feet of where they belong. It's not the citizens. We elect people to do a job for us, and then when that job's not done, we sort of out here flopping in the wind. And but a man questioned me this morning about a video I made last night. I think it was last night, and he suggested that I was saying that we need landfills and factories in our cities, and that he was happy with Pleasant Grove the way it is, and I am too. I'm tickled to death with Pleasant Grove, but we do have a place where the tornado come through. There was about 300 houses got gone, and I would say there's easily 200 lots left that have not been built back on. And I posted back to him that they left here like the Israelites left Egypt, and there's a reason for that. And we've done come through the housing downturn, and now we're in this boom under Trump, and we're not seeing any growth on the western side of town. And a lot of it lays at the local level. The cities, it's at the county, but I mean a lot of it's at the cities in their zoning, and they like to turn their nose up at these jobs that come in here. But before these jobs come in here, they haven't done any homework or due diligence about trying to direct their own future. And that's not the citizens' fault. I don't know how to say it. That's mayors and city councils. And then, but it's also county commission, because county commission is supposed to be sort of promoting their district. And I don't know how else to say it. I said it in the earlier video that it's always sort of irritated me about an individual that, hasn't done anything to improve their own situation, and then you offer them a job, they turn their nose up at it, and that's about kind of what's went on down there at West Jefferson. And the citizens have a right to be concerned about that landfill and that smell over in that strip pit. And that strip pit's a little ways away from them. But I'm not going to suggest they don't get a smell. But even on that smell down there, instead of the city that is losing population, a city that's losing population and does not have any job growth, why can that city down there not get with the county and offer for them not to haul the stuff in 3 months out of the year? Maybe say June, July, and August. Hey, y'all don't haul this stuff in when it's so hot. Don't just try to run this business off as Jimmy Stevens said he's going to run this business off. But there's been no homework about bringing anything else in. All right, that's my point. Nobody is, especially not me, is suggesting that our cities need landfills and coke plants or paper mills. That's not what I'm suggesting. I am suggesting that there's other things that cities could be going after, like college campus. I put in there a banking complex or a hospital. We don't have a hospital on this side of town. We used to have one over at Graysville, and we used to have Lord Nolan. No matter where I go from Pleasant Grove, I'm 30 minutes to the hospital. Now, is that a county responsibility to build a hospital? No, but that's a market situation. And the market situation is because of the county and the cities in this district that either hasn't been led, or maybe some of them don't know how to lead. But you read up there about Huntsville and how they got that Toyota Mazda plant. They've been planning on a car plant for 8 years, ever since they lost the Volkswagen one. They've been planning on this. And some of our communities, and might probably take some leadership from the county, is going to have to start looking at their zoning, and they're going to have to start doing a little bit of city planning. All of you cities, and I'm trying to tiptoe around here or something, but I'm just going to have to say it. I have went down there to my city hall, and I have suggested stuff, and they look at you like that can't be done. Over there in Hueytown, where my building is, it's taken a year to get a dog boarding place put in that I own, that's already zoned for an animal hospital. And their excuse was, well, you're supposed to be a vet to do an animal hospital. I said, I'm not doing an animal hospital. I'm doing dog boarding and grooming and daycare, and there's no state license for this. Well, you got to be a vet to do that at that location. Zoning's about the activities in that location. I wasn't even going to go as far as a vet would. Then they just look at you. They just look at you. You can't even reason with them. You can't even lay out common sense. And I guess it's because they don't know zoning, the purpose behind zoning. They don't understand city planning. They don't understand real estate, and you can change the value of a piece of real estate and the demand by changing the zoning. And I understand all this. And they don't understand it because I was born with the knowledge. I had to study up on all this. I've read up on it. I'm a real estate broker in the state of Alabama, auctioneer, building inspector for a year in Gardendale. So you have to have a little bit of city planning, and your county commission is part of that. If you'll read an article about Huntsville and the Toyota Mazda plant, the county commission there was key to working with the city of Huntsville to get that Toyota Mazda plant in there. But we're not going to be able to just sit back here and just expect good things to come when we haven't prepared for it. And some of this stuff's not going to cost a whole lot to do. Just looking at the marketplace and seeing what's in demand, and just changing up some zoning on some land that we've got opened up. I can't point to any particular thing. I think I said yesterday something about a lake in Pleasant Grove that could have a RV resort put around it. But I don't know if anybody that's even suggested it or applied for it. I was using that as an example, but you take a RV resort idea down there to the city. They're going to look at you and say, well, you can't have an RV park in here. Or they'll say, well, you can't have a mobile home park in here. And you'll say, well, I ain't talking about a mobile home park. I'm talking about an RV park. Or a resort. They'll look at, well, that's the same thing. Instead of saying, well, show us something. But this RV resort is big business all across the country. And none of the cities, not the county, on our side of town, is looking into the things are changing about the way property is being used all across the country. So, as an example, what I would do as your county commissioner, I said this earlier, there's a billboard over on the interstate. It's the University of West Alabama is advertising for students to come, people from Birmingham, students in Birmingham to come to the University of West Alabama. Well, I know a little bit about that, what that billboard's telling me. It's telling me that the University of West Alabama wants in this Birmingham market. They want some of these kids to come to school down there. I also know that if you're a student or a parent and you see that sign in Birmingham, that you're going to say, well, my child could go to school down there. That's a good university, but there's 4 colleges right here at home that they can go to. The sign is telling me that the University of West Alabama wants to be in this market, and it's also telling me that it's having to compete with the other colleges here. So what I would do, just from that sign, this is from real estate training, this is from marketing, auctioneer training. You don't just learn this from reading some books. It's called salesmanship. That's what you county commissioner is. That's what your mayor is. That's what your city council people are. I look at that sign. I take in all the information it's giving me, and I'm saying the University of West Alabama wants in this market. I'm going to get on my phone, and I'm going to ask them, what would it take to get a campus in one of my cities in District 3? And if there was some interest there, and we'd have to, find out politically and economically what it would take, probably have to go through the legislature somehow, because Universities are state funded and have to make up. They might take 2 or 3 years to get it done. As soon as it looked like it was going to be a positive thing, maybe something good for District 3, I'd get on the phone, I'd call my mayors, and I'd say, listen, we've got a possibility of getting us a campus in one of our cities in District 3 from the University of West Alabama. Y'all need to be looking at your land and seeing where you might could put one if you're interested in this, what you might could do for them, what kind of, could you prep a site for them? Y'all going to have to make a proposal to them. Y'all going to have to compete. But I want to see this in District 3. Now, that's the way I'd handle that. But none of that's going on in District 3. That's going on in Huntsville. And that goes on in other parts of the country where they're successful at development. And sometimes it's just a little bit of sitting down and passing a zoning ordinance. Going through the process, telling the community what you're doing, and just change the land use. Sometimes it's more restrictive, sometimes it's less restrictive. But some of this has got to be done. And there ain't no way for me to explain this without making everybody mad, especially in the government on this stuff. It's not the citizens' fault. We're just out here sort of flopping in the wind. We're going to work. Wanting, that's why we hire people to take care of stuff. And but I didn't want to be known. Want it to be known. I'm not looking for a landfill in Pleasant Grove, or I don't even want one down there at West Jefferson. But how else, what else are you going to get when the road has not been paid for anything else to come in? City of Huntsville took 9 years to get this, 9 years of planning to get this car plant they're getting. And we're going to have to compete with the City of Huntsville and all these other cities that's doing all this planning. We're going to spend $30 million up here at this stadium for something that we pretty much know is not going to pay for itself. Toyota Mazda plant's going to pay for itself. And that thing's gone. We can't go after Toyota Mazda plant. I'm not saying we can go after any other car plant. But something like this University of West Alabama, that's at least worth the phone call, and I'd make that phone call, and I would look for opportunities like that to follow up with. And they're everywhere. They're everywhere if you know how to look. Anyway, I'm gonna let it go with that. At the end of the video, I said that people's just sitting on their duff and they're not doing their job. I still feel that way. I'm just not going to say it. Thank you. Bye.